conflict, combat, fighting, bloodshed, all synonyms for the word war.
It seems as though the entire welterweight division would like to get the next shot at the living legend Manny Pacquiao. Whether we're talking the Spence Porter winner, or Danny Garcia, or even Terrence Crawford, everyone wants Manny. The boxing fans would like to know. I think it could be Mikey Garcia, and even if that doesn't excite you at first, keep watching today's video, cause for as long as that fight lasts, that's a war. Mikey Garcia says in an interview on FightHype.com that he would love a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach in turn says in an interview on Fight Hub he would love a fight with Mikey Garcia. The chess pieces are being moved in place for Mikey Garcia, aka Batman, to take on Manny Pacquiao, aka Superman. That's right, Batman vs. Superman all over again. And I got good news for you right now, and that is the Emazing Eric Boxing Show starts now. Let's go! E-Fam, what's good? Woo! Got another hot one for you today, so go ahead and buckle up your seatbelts right now. I'm getting ready to tell you the 3 reasons why, if Manny Pacquiao chooses Mikey Garcia as his next opponent, not only will that be a good fight, I think it's gonna be a war. And I know this is not the fight that most people want next for Manny Pacquiao. It seems most people want Pacquiao to face the winner of Errol Spence Shawn Porter. And let me say right now, I would be totally fine with that. I feel Errol Spence will win that fight. It's gonna be a good fight, but I do feel Spence will come out on top. So a Pacquiao-Spence fight for me? Of course, let's get it. But the reason I would be okay with Manny Pacquiao fighting a Mikey Garcia first is because if Errol Spence is to defeat Shawn Porter, I feel he should fight Terrence Bud Crawford next. Yes, no more marinating. Let's have the fight we all want to see. And then the winner of that fight can face the living legend, aka Superman, Manny Pacquiao, for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. Manny Pacquiao is 40 years old and he's an OG. He should not have to fight those two killers, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. They're both young and in their prime. They should fight each other, and then the winner face the legend in a huge fight for undisputed. That's just my opinion on it, my humble opinion. But as a boxing fan, any way this plays out, I would be cool with it. Okay, let's get into Pacquiao versus Garcia. If this fight is to happen, I'm telling you right now, this will be a lot better fight than a lot of you think it will be. I do have Manny Pacquiao winning this fight if it takes place. I want to say that right off the top. Now let me tell you why. Let's start this up with some talk about Mikey Garcia, aka Batman. The reason I style Mikey Garcia as Batman is first of all because there's no other hero to compare him to. It is the perfect comparison for him. The first thing you should know about Batman is he has no superpowers, no special physical gifts. His superpower is actually his brain and his self-belief. And if that's not Mikey Garcia, I don't know what is. Going into the Errol Spence Jr. fight, a lot of Mikey Garcia fans were coming talking to me saying, you're gonna see in this fight, Mikey's gonna use his speed, he's gonna be faster, he's gonna have the better footwork. And I kept saying to them, I love Mikey Garcia, big fan of Mikey Garcia, but what speed and fast hands are you talking about? That's not the type of fighter he is. He's a fighter of timing, distance, intelligence, high-level boxing IQ, and he uses that to defeat other fighters with those physical gifts, with those physical attributes, the same way he did Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is a fighter that possesses superpowers. He's fast, he's athletically gifted. Look what Mikey Garcia did to him. Out outthought him, maneuvered him in places in the ring, broke him down, and worked him over. He put them hands on Broner. But the style Mikey Garcia brings into the ring, I feel will make a very fun, entertaining fight between him and Manny Pacquiao for us fight fans. And that is the perfect segue into reason number one as to why we feel Mikey Garcia versus Pacquiao will be a war. Styles make fights. I know you've heard it a million times before, but it looms large in this fight. I want you to think about it like this. What does Manny Pacquiao want to do inside a boxing ring? He want to fight. He wants to get at you. He wants to put them 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s on you. He trying to put them all up in your life. And the type of fighter that throws that off from Manny Pacquiao in a boxing ring is a fighter that moves a lot. Really fast feet, circling the ring, out, here, darting in, darting out. That throws it off. But Mikey Garcia is not that guy. He is a fighter that does not move around the ring a lot. Think about it. I'm not saying he has no movement, but he's not that guy. He's not real fleet-footed. He's standing there. He wants you to come in. He wants to time you. Those two styles set up perfectly for a war. Trust me, this is gasoline and fire. It's got to explode because Manny Pacquiao is going to be coming for some contact, and Mikey Garcia won't have the speed and agility to just stay out of the way of it. He's going to have to stand there and meet force with force, and woohoo, you already know what that's going to mean. Both fighters landing big shots on each other, and that leads me to the second reason why I feel Pacquiao versus Garcia could be a war. Reason number two, the chins. Woohoo! Let's talk about the chins, cause in this fight, eventually somebody gotta give up that chin meat. Let me tell you what chin meat is. Growing up watching boxing with my father and his brothers, chin meat was something they would say back in the country when a guy gets knocked out. So my dad and my uncles, we'd all be watching boxing together. I'm a little man at that time. And when somebody would get knocked out, they'd be like, uh-oh, chin meat. That just means a guy's chin finally gave out, he got dropped or he got hurt. So the next time you're watching boxing and you see somebody get put down, think of your man Emazing Eric and say, uh-oh, that's some chin meat right there. Let's go. And the reason I picked the chins is my second reason why this will be a war is because fighters with good chins like this do not back away from combat once they've been cracked because they are confident and they believe in their chin and they don't get discouraged. But the problem I see here for Mikey Garcia is that I think he does have a good chin, maybe a great chin. It held up really well against Errol Spence at a 147-pound fight. But I just think Manny Pacquiao's chin is better and will hold up longer than Mikey's does in this fight. And I can hear somebody out there right now saying, wait a minute, Emazing Eric, you tripping. You said Pacquiao has the better chin? Well, this right here has never happened to Mikey. You. Mikey's never been put to sleep like that. He's never been sent to the upper room. But let me tell you a few things about that knockout right now. The first thing is Marquez knocks out anybody he's in the ring with that night with that shot placed in that way with the fighter coming forward, him in the floor, digging in, throwing that right hand. That was a head-on collision, would have knocked anybody out. And to be honest, the way Manny Pacquiao has responded to being knocked out like that shows how great his chin really is. And even that night, after Boo Boy hopped in the ring and popped him up and woke him up, he looked like when they were interviewing him, he was ready to fight again if they would let him. And you also have to think about this when it comes to Mikey Garcia. A lot was made of Errol Spence's punches not having any effect on Mikey Garcia. A lot of people talked about that, but what everyone seemed to miss is at 147, Mikey wasn't even getting a scratch on Errol. The punches he would land, Errol looked like he was in a sparring session. He never looked bothered at all from Mikey's power at 147. And neither one of these men is known as a defensive wizard. So that means both of these guys will land blows on each other. Not only blows, they will land huge blows, drop bombs on each other. And I feel Mikey Garcia will run into the same problem that Batman does with Superman. He's going to be punching away, but eventually he will see this. I am punching the Man of Steel. I can't break him. I can't break his chin. So at the end of the day, I feel Mikey Garcia gonna have to give up that chin meat first. But don't get it twisted. Mikey Garcia won't go easily. He will not go quietly into that good night. He will put up a fight. He got a lot of heart and he has that Mexican pride. And this leads me right to my last reason why this fight will be a war if it happens. Pride. Yes, pride. You already know what it is when you see a Mexican fighter on the other side of the ring. That's that Mexican pride. They come to fight, they get it in. You know that's already there. With Manny Pacquiao, he has a whole country on his back. He is the pride of the Philippines. And in fights like this, where both men are landing punches, pride matters. Pride turns a good fight into a war when both men can land punches on one another. That Mexican pride, that flying Mexican flag, all the red, green, and white colors in the crowd, the chants, ole, 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 Mikey, Mikey. That will keep Mikey Garcia in this fight longer than he would in another situation. And you might say, well, it didn't help him against Errol Spence. True, but the way Errol Spence was fighting him, he was turning him, boxing him with a jab from the outside. He couldn't get his hands on Spence. And when you physically can't get your hands on a fighter, you can't land your punches. All of that crowd, all of those chants, all of your pride is for naught. It goes right out the window. But Mikey Garcia in this fight, he'll be able to get his hands on Manny Pacquiao. But the problem is Manny Pacquiao gonna be putting his hands on Mikey too. But the pride of these two men, I feel, could possibly make this fight a war. So what I need you to do right now is like that comment section up. Tell me what you think of the fight and also tell me who you think will win. I'm picking Pacquiao. If you're picking Mikey, that's cool. Jump in there and tell me why. If you're picking Pacquiao, that's cool too. Jump in there and tell me why. Shout outs will resume on next week's videos, I promise. So if you would like a shout out, make sure to drop hashtag shout out in your comment. Until the next one, it's your man, Emazing Eric, y'all. Peace.